This morning, Monday, the CCSA released daily figures to the media for the past 24 hours, showing 8,656 new cases nationwide and 80 new deaths. Over the weekend, the CCSA also reported 18,865 new cases over the two-day period and 177 new deaths exacerbated by COVID. This as new regulations go into effect for 10 provinces: Bangkok, Chonburi, Pattaya, Nakhon Phanom, Samut Prakan, Samut Sakhon, Songkhla, Yala, Naritha Wat and Pattaya, which include closures of all but essential retail businesses in those regions, a nighttime curfew and a ban on travel outside those provinces. Exceptions apply to essential workers and emergency travel such as to hospitals. As figures also show that very close to 70,000 people around the nation are currently receiving medical treatment in facilities, mostly in and around the capital. A clampdown on fake news in foreign languages such as English, as well as Thai, is to be effected and will apply not only to outlets but individuals too who post fake news, as you can hear in this statement made over the weekend.
Now, in the news this morning, I also saw in the news that a few days ago, some people were arrested because they were spreading fake news in terms of as a company in Thailand and spreading fake news. This is very important in this day and age because fake news, it causes confusion. It does not make the country that you live in stronger. It makes it weaker. So it's very important that we look into the news that have that are from verified sources. Now, of course, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but just perhaps reflect a little bit on whether your post on social media will make the country that you live in stronger or not.
And over the weekend again, in a separate press statement, we learnt the following.
The Bangkok Mass Transit Authority will adjust operation services from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. to comply with the nighttime curfew, which starts at 9 p.m. for the dark red zone. And the BTS, MRT, and airport railing all will cease their services at 9 p.m. And bus services from Bangkok to southern provinces will also be suspended. The bus services and routes to the northern and northeastern regions are also reduced. Some airlines have also announced that their domestic services will be temporarily cut or suspended. From the home isolation guideline, patients under the scheme of home isolation must be able to be confined in their own room, have access to separate bathrooms and separate set of utensils. The patients will be provided with a thermometer, a fingertip pulse oximetry, and 3 meals per day. They will also be diagnosed through telemedicine services daily. The security forces, consisting of soldiers, police, and local administrative officials, were already deployed since early Saturday morning, to security checkpoints, especially in the dark red zone provinces. Stricter measures will be applied to the 10 provinces, especially because of the curfew at 2100 to 0400 hours, or 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. And in addition, they'll be having joint surveillance teams as well to check on the enforcement, implementation of all these measures in the area involved. The Chief of the Armed Forces has ordered 88 checkpoints to be set up in Bangkok, and another 20 checkpoints were put up in surrounding provinces of Bangkok. In addition, for the 4 southern border provinces, 39 of these checkpoints have already been set up. Illegal entry into Thailand, which is still rampant, despite all the enforcement measures that we have. Of course, many are natural pathways of forests, hills, and mountains. So it has been quite difficult to stem the illegal entry. That has been still going on despite all of our efforts. So therefore, there will be very strict measures put in place, especially along the border areas. This includes the placement of more personnel as well as more equipment.
Self-testing kits, similar to those available in Western countries, will be available to all soon at pharmacies. It's expected that prices will be fixed at an affordable rate and full details have to be approved today, Monday. As in the West, the self-test kits are not infallible. However, anyone who fails is entitled then to go to testing hospitals for in-depth further testing. This is a huge step forward for regions such as our own, where until now voluntary testing has been refused to those who didn't display symptoms. Residents in Bangkok, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, Nakhon Pathom, Samut Prakan and Samut Prakan woke this morning to the start of travel and curfew restrictions. Along with nighttime closure of public transport, eateries, markets and convenience stores, spas and massage shops are again closed and public parks close at 8 in the evening, with workers encouraged heavily to work from home and eateries, of course, selling only for takeaway. The weekend has seen most domestic flights 24/7 cancelled by airlines. Most of these restrictions are set for an initial period, which ends within the month. However, unless the situation improves, it would be the norm here to extend those periods with short notice. According to Thailand's government-operated public broadcasting service, inoculations with 2 doses of China's Sinovac vaccine can boost the neutralizing antibody level to 80 to 90% and provide immunity, but it can't fend off the highly contagious Indian variant, which is becoming dominant in Thailand and many parts of the world. This, according to a senior Thai doctor. 2 doses of the UK's Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine can, however, immunise people with neutralising antibody levels of over 90% against the Indian variant, according to the head of the Thai Red Cross Emerging Diseases Centre. The study also reveals that 2 doses of Sinovac plus a booster dose of AstraZeneca can prevent the Indian infection better than 2 doses of Sinovac alone, but the efficiency is still less than 2 doses of AstraZeneca. Thailand so far has received 14.5 million doses of Sinovac vaccine. Despite being a tiny number, only 1% across the nation of those vaccinated, some 600 medical workers have contracted COVID variants despite having both doses of Sinovac. The total, though, is nationwide, and those who contracted the viruses are mainly in the capital, so the actual percentage figure within the dark zones is significantly higher. And plans are afoot for all medical personnel to receive a 3rd vaccination of either the AstraZeneca type or mRNA. Meanwhile, at home and in Pattaya, the weekend was the quietest so far, as many who normally flee here from the capital reined in their travels. Beaches were completely deserted and malls saw little if any footfall. As the COVID count for our own province increases, we're told to expect announcements affecting the general public either today or tomorrow. Currently, booze sales aside, the region has had pretty much full freedom, and with the drop in visitors from outside promised under the new controls, it may well be that numbers here drop automatically as a result. This morning, Monday, saw figures released for our province: 399 new cases detected, 113 within our own area of Banglamung, which includes Pattaya, 86 in the provincial capital, and 107 in Sriracha. Rayong province, which on Friday showed heavy hotel and resort bookings from the capital, as it has done for months, also saw a drop and is expected to see mass cancellations of room reservations. This then will affect the hotel industry, both here in Pattaya and both our and the Rayong province as a whole, and is expected to see many close. A review of the fake news statement from the CCSA and our response, along with the commitment to you as a licensed media outlet to report unbiased news reports and with full backup and investigation, will be released by us on our YouTube channel later today and will be available on our website, alwayspattaya.com. To date, we've never been taken in by fake news and never pulled or been required to pull a news article in over a decade on air. And with the Met Office promising highs today of just 31, dropping down to 27, and the promise of storms at any time. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme, like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below.